If you still think the United States is just issuing statements and holding press conferences, you might want to look up, because something has shifted in the skies over the Northwest. This time, the eagle didn't circle. It landed. And it didn't come with condolences. It came with intent. What you're hearing right now is not rumor, not hype, and definitely not social media noise. A powerful delegation from Washington has arrived in Abuja with one blunt message: the era of watching Nigeria bleed from a distance is over. The killings either stop, or the people behind them will be stopped for you. That's the tone. That's the moment. And that's why today, Thursday, January 29, 2026, feels different inside Oso Rock. For the first time in a long while, America isn't sending goodwill messages. They are sending their heavyweights. At the center of this visit is a woman many Nigerians may not know by name yet, but whose presence alone tells you how serious this has become. She isn't a ceremonial visitor. She isn't here to smile for photos. She is one of the most powerful hands in U.S. foreign policy, and when she travels, it's because decisions are about to be enforced. This visit didn't come out of thin air. It's the continuation of a shock that rattled the country just weeks ago. Remember Christmas Day, December 25, 2025, while families were eating jollof rice and sharing laughter, reports quietly surfaced that U.S. aircraft had carried out surprise strikes on Islamic State positions in the Northwest. That wasn't the main event. That was the warning shot. What's happening now is the formalization of that warning. Behind closed doors in Abuja, Nigeria's top security officials are sitting face-to-face with U.S. power brokers, mapping out something far more serious than training seminars or advisory talks. This is about how American intelligence, surveillance, and military muscle will be used to help Nigeria finally break the back of banditry and terrorism in the north and northeast. Satellites, drones, real-time intelligence, faster access to advanced weapons. The kind of support Nigeria has been asking for, sometimes begging for years. And here's where it gets even more intense. A senior U.S. military commander, also in Abuja, didn't sugarcoat anything. His words were clear enough to send chills through every camp hidden in the forest. America is getting far more aggressive against ISIS-linked threats, and they are removing the old bottlenecks that slowed Nigeria down. The restrictions that once blocked access to high-end equipment being loosened. The intelligence that used to arrive too late now flowing faster. This is a major shift. For years, Nigeria complained that human rights concerns were being used to deny critical weapons and support. Under the current U.S. administration, the tone has changed completely. The gloves are off. The armory is opening. And the forests that once felt invisible are now being watched from above. But don't misunderstand the strategy. The U.S. has been very deliberate about one thing: they are not planting their flag permanently. No new American military base. No foreign tanks parked on Nigerian soil. No long-term occupation. Instead, they are using what they call kinetic enabling. In simple terms, they provide the eyes, the intelligence, sometimes the platform, but Nigeria pulls the trigger. Nigeria leads the fight. They hit the targets and move on. And this is where the real debate begins. Some Nigerians are relieved, finally, real help. Others are uneasy. Is this partnership protection, or is it the beginning of something that chips away at sovereignty? Do you trust foreign drones watching your state, even if they are chasing terrorists? These are not small questions, and they are already dividing opinions across the country. But zoom out for a second, because this visit isn't only about bombs and bullets. It's also about money and power. The Americans know something very simple: no serious investor is building factories or farms in places ruled by fear. Security and economy work together. Stabilize the north, and suddenly the doors open for massive investment. From Washington's perspective, this isn't charity. It's strategy. Secure Nigeria, and you secure markets, supply chains, and influence. That's why the talks didn't stop with soldiers and generals. Meetings with international agencies focused on food security followed quickly. Because farmers can't plant crops when bandits own the land. You can't feed a nation that's under siege. Fix the insecurity, and everything else, food, jobs, stability, has a chance to breathe again. And make no mistake, this new U.S. Nigeria Joint Working Group is not a one-off handshake. It's a pressure system. A scoreboard. The violence is being monitored. The results will be judged. If killings continue despite this level of support, the consequences won't be friendly conversations. They'll come in the form of diplomatic heat, economic pressure, and potentially sanctions that bite hard. As the American delegation prepares to leave Abuja for their next stops, they are not leaving behind excuses. They are leaving behind expectations. The message is loud without being shouted, the world is watching, the support is here, and failure is no longer acceptable. Somewhere in Sambisa. Somewhere in the forest of Zamfara. Somewhere bandits once felt untouchable. The equation has changed. There's a new problem on the table, and it doesn't negotiate. It watches from above. And it flies with a flag they weren't prepared for.